Hey everyone, it's Chase with TCG Bulk Kings. I know it's been a little while since I put out a video. It's been a crazy, hectic month for me for the last month. I'll just get right into it. This is going to be more of a chill. I'm going to talk about myself and my business and look back on what has happened and look forward at what I hope will be happening over the next year. So 2022 has been a really big year for a lot of people, myself included. A large number of incredible things have happened to me this year. Thematically, I would say that if 2021 was about me figuring out what I want to do, and 2022 was about figuring out how I want to go about doing it. There's been a lot of experimenting and a lot of growth personally, a lot of trying a bunch of different things and seeing what works and what doesn't work, different approaches, all kinds of different things there. There's been a lot of things that have worked out greatly and a lot of things that were less so good. So again, that's not going to go away. I'm going to keep doing experiments and things like that. I'm always going to keep trying things and keeping what works. And again, thematically, now that I figured out what I want to do and more of how I want to go about doing it, 2023 is going to be about really getting good at consistently doing those things. That's not to say that, again, that I won't be making continuous improvements, that I won't be refining my processes or trying on new things as they appear. Got a lot of that kind of stuff to talk about going forward. But the basics of my business have really crystallized over the last few months. And the goal now is to build a system that allows me to consistently execute those basics. So what have I done in 2022? So I moved into this office space, which has been incredible. You've heard me talk about that several times. So I'm not going to go a whole lot into that here. I started 2022 with just over 100 subscribers. I think I got 100 subscribers on Christmas Day of 2021. I'm ending 2022 being filmed on January 4th, and I need 47 more subscribers to get to 2,000 subscribers. So nearly 20x'd my subscriber count in a year, which is incredible. I do have a really fun video planned for when I hit 2,000 subscribers. So if you're not already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. So I have an excuse to shoot that video. Can't really say anything other than thank you about all that. Thank you for everyone who subscribed, everyone who supported me or helped or put me in front of more eyeballs so that more people can see just what it is that I'm trying to do here. So especially people like Mason, Nick, Jim, Kevin, thank you guys. Between my additional revenue channels that I've started up this year, I've managed to increase my revenue by 50% this year over 2021. It's not huge numbers, but that's a pretty decent increase year over year. I've been in the TCG Player Direct program for over a year now. Really nailed down exactly how I want to organize and keep that going so that it's really relatively simple process for me. That way I can maximize my efficiency when I fill those orders and things like that. I've nailed down in my mind anyway, if not on paper, my bulk processing system. I've tested out a lot of different ideas and I've been reading a lot of interesting and influential books and articles and things about that that have really solidified again in my brain over the last few months. I've explored expanding into other markets as well, both with the same product, i.e. TCG singles, and with different products like comics and sports cards and things like that. I won't likely be going hard on comic books right now, but I am looking to make an effort at sports cards through eBay, local card shows here, and buysportscards.com, which is a really neat marketplace. If you are into sports cards at all, check that out. And I have another video coming soon about Card Trader Zero, which is a new marketplace available in North America. After trying a lot of different social media avenues and areas, I've settled on just what platforms and types of content that I want to produce. Look for me to narrow that down. I'm not really going to be doing much on Instagram or Twitter. I am looking to do more on TikTok and LinkedIn, as well as this long content here on YouTube. And like, finally, I started up a Patreon. It hasn't like skyrocketed or anything, but I've got a Patreon. There are people there who support me. We have a Discord for Patreon members of certain levels, so definitely give that a check out if you want to be part of that community as well. So what do I plan to do in 2023? This January will be about setting myself up for success. I'm finally finishing moving houses this month. We're closing tomorrow, or going and filling out all the paperwork tomorrow, so that's exciting. Here in a couple weeks, we'll be finished moving in. All the renovations will be finished, and I can settle into my routines for the coming year. For social media, I'm planning to put out a long-form YouTube video at least once a week in January, hoping to ramp up into twice weekly going forward starting in February. I'm looking to post multiple times per week on LinkedIn. I've got my Substack newsletter. If you want to sign up for that, there'll be a link in the description below as well. And I'm looking to put out at least one TikTok every weekday and YouTube short every weekday. Like I said, January will be about setting that up and settling in after finishing moving, and then going forward after January, that should be pretty consistent. Don't see any problems with that. I am going over the next month or two to create a written form, long written step-by-step explanation of my bulk processing system, both as an operations manual for myself and my business, so that I can train somebody or just have a document written down that I can work off of to improve if I need to improve it, as well as to provide out to you guys in case that might be valuable to you guys. So I'm going to make that up into a PDF that will be available for patrons for free, and it will be downloadable for a very small fee, probably through my Ko-fi, which is where I put lots of things that I can't sell through TCG Player directly. I'm planning to do a lot more stuff with the Patreon, with patrons. I'm going to talk it over directly with them to figure out exactly what we want to do, but I'm definitely going to be doing more live calls, live streaming through there, more interaction. Really would like to get a lot more going on over there. I'm looking to participate a lot more in the local card shows. There's a bi-weekly card show here close by my house. It's mostly sports cards, but it has a little bit of a growing TCG presence, and I'm looking to grow some in sports cards, so that kind of works out for me. I'm looking to hire employees this year. Finally, a new thing that's just popped into my head is I'm looking to establish something in my head I'm calling the bulk distribution service. And there'll be more on this in an upcoming video, but the idea with this would be to provide like a stable and reputable source for unpicked or unsorted bulk for your business. I get people every day asking me how to get bulk, where can they find bulk, where do you get it? And I get people asking me every day to sell me bulk. And it just seems like I ought to be able to, in an ethical, non-exploitative way, connect that bridge for everybody. I've got the background in being able to manage incoming and outgoing shipments. I'm not exactly sure how it's going to be set up as far as people buying and selling with me involved yet, but I'm definitely going to be figuring that out very soon. It's very interesting and exciting for me because I feel like there's a lot going on. So that's what I'm looking forward to for the next year. I'm not going to set a subscriber goal. Maybe we can 20x subscribers again. I can get to 40K this year. What do you think? Realistically, I'm not going to try and set a subscriber goal. I'm not going to try and set revenue goals specifically. I have a daily goal that I'm trying to meet at the beginning, and it seems to be going pretty well so far, but that's going to adjust as things go on. That's what I'm looking forward to. If you have any questions, A lot of you people who have watched and supported me over the last year and a half know that if you have questions or comments or suggestions or anything, I'm pretty much always reachable. Leave a comment, send me an email. I'm going to clean up my website too, so it's going to be easier to reach me through there. I'm just going to keep on putting out there that every card has value. It may not be huge value. There's a lot of cards out there. They don't individually have to have a lot of value for you to have a lot of value in your cards. If you're new here and you haven't seen any of my other videos before, you want to see about how to get started selling your cards on, say, TCG Player yourself, check this video out over here, and that will get you started on the process.